Хотя вот смотри, Денчик спускается, Рина еще не готов, он еще не заряжен, хотя там буквально доли секунды.
Там еще секунд 10.
Не-не, там секунду-секунду, да, он будет заряжен. Все, заряжен, и уже может работать, но хотя не в ту сторону выехал Максон. Сейчас просто взорвется, скорее всего, ТВПшка, и тут начинается лютое мясо. Клима покусят. Что происходит, Just Team? Что же вы делаете?
Это просто тир, друзья. Выехали, как по аллее, получили со всех сторон, поехали дальше, и в результате потеряли половину хитпоинтов всей команды, друзья.
И самое главное, чтобы удержать первую позицию, нужно оба матча выиграть в основное время. Повеселил нас Бабушка, Shadow Zone Soul повеселил нас Леванта, тоже неплохо ворвался в арту, ну и в общем-то...
Подожди, он ждет еще один врыв, еще прыжок веры.
Да,
Беовульф, давай, ты сможешь, просто уже
Кто
загоняет.
расставит арту? Мочи! Вот он врыв неплохой от СТБшки.
바로 나오네요. 이거 지금 E5를 먼저 잡으면 네. 자. 그런데 여기 위치가
200이
보입니다.
먼저 녹아도 200이 먼저 녹아도 문제고요.
이거 잡혔고. 자, 200 잡아야 돼. 200 잡아야 돼. 200 잡아야 돼요.
200. 마우스는
Честно, я думаю, попассивнее сыграет команда Hellraisers, а они...
А там артиллерия накидывает 1600 урона по
600, там
113.
200 с чем-то они, по-моему, накинули точнее он, это капитан команды Hellraiser. И кто-то стоит на гусле, у кого-то поломаны баки, полыхают, минус БК у Апла.
Сбить базу-то нужно, сбить базу поздно, не успевает, секунды не хватает. Это нереально, вы такого еще не видели, такой нереальной рубки, но при этом колесо это тащит, колесо это едет, сейвится вперед, 20 секунд остается, если он засейвится, это победа. Макс Бет перезарядился, у него есть фулл барабан и первый шот на
гусля! Каток! Нет ремки, работает Макс Бет, Е5 далековато, сколько один шот, не добил, нет альфы, Е5 Дедхантер скинет или нет, походу скинет, да, вот это просто фантастика!
2 секунды!
Пропустите, Мэн подпер Фулсгардена. Фанат выезжает.
Ну, давайте, брейншторм, такой раунд, надо когда-то играть 2 в 2!
И Мэн забирает шута, Фанат 1. И Брейншторм смогли, да?
1-1.
Паблус, вот, УВН как раз отличный для того, чтобы Спартачку накидать. Спартачок может получить разочек. Паблус
еще раз
накидывает. И
еще
Гусля. Гусля? Да, это минус Спартачок! Да ладно, попался!
Цейсу можно попытаться забрать, 90 сзади работает, приехали 2 фолловых СТБ. Тотал пушит Мэна по гейс, получает Дедхантер, Макс Бет. Ну все, пошло, мясо,
лопнуть два танка
забрать Цейсу, забрать Редайса и пилота, первый пошел.
Да. Ну-ка, давай, Симпл, умрешь и так здесь, дружище, нужно выдать просто свой барабан.
Хорош. Еще шот.
Куда? Ну куда? Ну тут
пытается уйти и дать.
Куда? Как такое может быть?
И сейчас шотник просто свесится и расскажет одному, второму и третьему.
Initially, but Object 140s are just very. Oh
Focus
my
fire!
god, that was some focus fire.
Oh my god!
Сейчас 2 гусли и победа. С вертухи одного, потом второго. Выход. Ну. Да, раз.
Не знает дело.
Ах! А здесь-то драка, посмотри, насколько лучше у вомбатов. Потому что у них скорострельная техника, ее больше. И заезжают, по сути, в окружение парни из Стронг Сием и СТБ. И 140 здесь ничего не поделают. Ждем артиллерию, пока получают у нас Камайка, Энджел Киллер. Энджел Киллер ваншотный, минус Энджел Киллер. Латенсер делает минус. Хорошая работа от Латенсера. Фулсгарден живет, посмотри, он по-прежнему жив, и он еще и делает минус. Царюга Фулсгарден.
И за Димасичком погоня, если есть, то хоть чуть-чуть здесь как-то продержится, хоть секундочку.
Димасичку нужно жахнуть было в бэху, но он уже не успевает. И Димасичек просто погибнет. Сейчас нужно жахнуть. И успеет ли не успевает? Смотри, как нагло, как вот нагло.
Все правильно, это контра, есть то. Опа, как мы тут оказались. Здравствуйте.
Дружище, получай страйк.
5%, ну смотрим. Супер контра, ну а что дальше? 90-ик не уйдет, да и черт с ним. Есотова забрали, тут и Софы. Давай двоих, ломай, ребята, из Прайс. Вот это вот я люблю.
Как-то пробитие пока маловато.
Это 2 матчпоинта, ребят. Не будем уже, как вот там европейские кастеры, поорать до последнего фрага. Все и так ясно, 7 в 1. Ну тут можем поржать немного, ну и хорош.
А там Паблус за свете, Паблуса можно забрать, но не попадает или не пробивает, не ясно, что случилось.
Такси просто потерял свое ХП, стрельнул в Оби-Вана и вообще какой-то просто выход, провал, все умирают, погибель в исполнении Кунг-Фу, отличный прием от Прайса, Паблус выживает.
girls, and of course, Dzień dobry, Warsaw!
Получил шот от страйка, ну а парни с горы там никто не прикроет, это Юсто сейчас. Они все вот пошли на пуш, проседает 113, получает пробив.
Стреливает 113, который также скинется и даст урон по 113-му. Отличное попадание от Леванты, минус гуан.
Драку, но если честно, все это закончится плохо. Почему куска не добили, почему понадеялись?
Это такой сетап, в котором как бы можно попытаться отыграть, возможно, в какую-то позиционку, потому что куча 113-х.
В первую очередь забирают Бретта, далее Ветра. Тут синхронная игра в исполнении команды Торнадо Рокс. И остается лишь два представителя, это Морг и Дарк Годзим. Без шансов на первой прохоровке, ну и очень уверенный такой БТРчик от команды Торнадо Рокс.
Сегодня на арте ждет пока что только кусок овчарки. Опять же, первый раунд, мураванка.
Вперед просто как мясо, по ним сразу же скидывается вся команда. Hellraiser, шотный Хипа уходит в ангар. И остается еще и шотный Биба, Семен следующий, но минус Неспи.
Да,
хотя бы один минус есть.
Не получилось, но вы видели, что сделали Лоррейн.
По нему также отрабатывает Бачат с центра. Пытается он забрать ружку, есть минус ружка, но там его уже догоняют. Нексус выезжает за диабетиком, отправляет его в ангар. Урал Фиш вместе с слепоты. Там очень много таких маленьких нюансов. Выезжают вперед Каза. Едва не пробитие от команды Эклипс.
Что за жесть, Эклипсы, как так? И далее, конечно же, врыв, но такое отпускать нельзя. Один снаряд остается.
Ну, привет. Нормально. Смотрю, что пойдет. Организация, конечно, говно, как обычно. Организация, говорю, говно, конечно, как обычно. Картошка вообще ничему не учится. Смотреть интересно, тут есть, короче, эти же зоны, где типа как можно поиграть, блять, на самом деле туда хер попадешь, потому что вообще дебилизм. Где-то либо школота забила, либо еще что-то. Да, не хочу уходить без футболки. Не хочу уходить без футболки. Ой, слушай, на твое усмотрение, ну возьми запеченную. Возьми 50 на 50. Не, почему я говорю, возьми 50 на 50. Так-то не знаю. Ну, возьми таких. Молодец. А не нашла чехол для айфона. Ну, нормальный, блин, обычный человеческий чехол. Мне, наверное, пока что лучше бампер. На первое время, думаю, бампер подойдет, а так я в Китае что-нибудь куплю. Херово. В том, где мы был, но он был там по 2 евро магниты были почти что. А? Где мы с Барбарой были? Жаль. Хочешь повисеть 2 минуты, услышишь, что тут происходит? Когда кто-нибудь проиграет. Что у тебя осталось? А, ну давай-то. Так ты же, по идее, по стране звонишь. Я не знаю, по стране плюс на того же оператора. Давай. Да. Ну давай, пока. Люблю тебя.
This seems like a bit of a defeated battle here. Now you will have to really kind of calibrate themselves for that second half, because so far, at the moment, Wombats and Tanks are thoroughly in the lead.
It was really play for Wombats. So just like, okay, here we are coming at us, and then now we can really travel. There's a lot of crossfire. Came out of the head to
Косой.
but then you had the problems with back chance and thunder damage, so you had to pull
Кирилл
back off the
Косой.
reload. And with them being caught in the reload, then Wombats were able to go back in and pick off the back chance as they were retreating.
Before she's put out Carolina.
basically the way it works is you're kind of sending out your battleships in the front. Your battleships are your punching bags. They have an ability, a repair ability, which actually gets some health back. The cruisers will have an ability they can either do sonar to help them find things like destroyer torpedoes, and the destroyers themselves, their ability, if you like, is a smoke screen where you can drop this on the timer.
Слушай, я не играл в корабли месяцев 5. У меня такое ощущение, что я в корабли играю лучше, чем все они. О, торпедки, торпедки. Никакой раз в корабли играет вообще. Сейчас попадет, как минимум 2. Не-не-не, попадет. Еще должно 2 прилететь. 4. Да, там если вынести главный, уже все будет хорошо. О, это торпедоносец, да? Я, по-моему, слушай, ну крейсер. Ну легкий, эсминец, вот. Эсминец. У него мало хп, но он пипец какой быстрый. И может сунуть 8 торпед. Вот так акустику хорошую сюда поставили. Это да.
Деды одни играют в эту игру. Деды просто. Ну а что, реакции вообще не надо на эту игру. Они что, не пробивают его вообще, этого тиршница? Вообще куда торпед?
Если он горит, у него больше пол хп. Торпеда может попасть. Не гарантирую, но может. Не попадет. Не попадет. Да, должна попасть. Да. Есть торпеда. Это он сейчас торпеды так пустил на них? Дебил. Ой, дебил. Да, и не попал, красавчик.
Warships works more or less in a rock, paper, scissors type scenario.
Там кто-то дымы поставил. Дымы имба, говорят, такая.
In situations, your cruisers are going to go after you. So your cruisers want to get rid of the destroyers. Cruisers will pretty much always hang out.
И как бы если дым поставишь, можешь и вылезти. Из любой жопы практически. В дым входишь, тебя не видно все.
Полностью, да, на любом расстоянии.
На тебе торпед. Хера он долбит. При том, что он дохлый.
Это истребители или это штурмовики? Или это торпедоносцы?
Это торпедоносцы.
Может, что он торпеды не скидывал? Дебил или да? Попадет. Тремя залпами спокойно.
Согласен.
Минус.
3 торпеды. Ему хватит, ему хватит.
And this is it, basically you have both carriers are still up right now, so the carrier players haven't necessarily been going through each other.
Заметь, вспышка пожрал и ушел. А Степа сидит там, что-то ковыряет.
А я не знаю, я никогда не сотру. Спортивные.
They've got the extra cruiser advantage.
Ой, и все 3 мимо. Или не мимо.
Попадет. So it's a very dangerous situation for any ship to be.
Не думаю. Не думаю.
Yeah, there's only so much you can basically dodge. If you get a good crossfire situation with torps, it's going to be basically game over for your vehicle. And, yeah, I mean, both turpits gone down. I think that's predictable. As you mentioned, the fact that the CVs did go for each other at the beginning does lend that the battleships will fall down first. Nice little cover here, this good smoke screen as well.
Yeah, the smoke screen can be really useful if you drop it in the right place. It's a very good defensive thing. Maps like this one, they tend to usually
Хера там торпед идет.
Both fleets are really
это база.
water, so the destroyers are not able to make use of the cover of the islands. A lot of times you get destroyers poking in out of islands, which are really horrible because when you have the gaps in the islands, that's when you usually have.
Меня убивает то, что никак не реализовано. Допустим, вот ты выпускаешь бомбардировщики, ты не можешь нажать и когда, блядь, сказать им, короче, когда они должны метнуть. Они там сами что-то, блядь, крутятся, вертятся, летают и вообще похуй.
Так это бред, это как футбол тогда.
I'm really liking how the Ocean Pirates are actually bringing this to Team Germany. Sorry, the Dead Admirals.
Толк от того, что они сами крутятся.
I think Metallic's a little too far out. I think that Targo Blood Legend needs to get in there and try and put a little more pressure on. But I mean, that's the thing, upgrade with the Benson. I mean, the Benson is one of those...
В смысле?
Или Про это вообще отдельно идет.
В смысле? Это просто GoPro.
It's got good guns, but...
GoPro это GoPro, ну GoPro это в принципе фирма. Попадет, не попадет. Бля, каким дебилом они дали камеру управлять?
Really interesting move. You can see there on the minimap, the cap has started. Nice little hit there with the torpedo.
The Vitality taking a bunch of torpedoes down. He's probably got flooding damage and he's probably going to sink right now. This is going to repair that. He's right on the edge of his life.
It's going to be definitely doesn't go down. And, you know, to be honest, I mean, that focus fire is going to have to start. These kind of ranges, you know, brawl, everyone's going to be able to shoot him. And indeed, he does fall. You can see at the top, with the screens there, they are significantly moving ahead right now.
The Jingles is down to Vitality. But that means Vitality himself doesn't have much HP left. You could see the team was wanting to focus the fire onto him. It's still 4 ships in each team, but the health pool advantage is with the Ocean Pirates.
Ну, не думаю.
Pretty far ahead,
Не думаю.
CV's also getting a little bit too close to the battle. You can see they're starting to accumulate here. You got two CLs and you got a DD as well starting to head in.
Это в молоко был выстрел.
And you know, a single target far ahead.
Просто смазал.
Another thing that's important to know in this map is in this map you have 2 bases. So right now the Dead Admirals have been holding on to base B for a very long time, which has built them up 843 points. They're still holding it.
Ты бы видел эти тестерские чаты, там такие дебилы сидят в этих в Альфе, в танках и в кораблях тоже.
Это же те, кто супертестеры, да?
Да. Это реальные дебилы. Они, блядь, чуть ли что доходят до того, что они даже не знают, там спрашивают, как в конфу зайти, пиздец.
Короче, ребята как? Тоже удивлялись многие в этом месте.
И это мимо.
Т-22 СР. Супертестеры сказали, да, хороший танк не выделяется из баланса. Прошло сколько? 2 месяца. Теперь они говорят, что это имба и нужно нерфить. Они, которые тестили его.
Дебил, что ли, блядь?
Боже, у них, походу, действует правильно, раз в одну палку стреляют. Раз в году они кого-то поубивают.
Комментируют они на английском. Смотри, комментируют на английском, а все остальное на польском.
As you can just see there, the cap over 1,000 points and they won.
Easy as that, and pick up the first win here. Pretty convincing here. Other two Germans a little bit too aggressive at the beginning. We said at the beginning as well, like, okay, these two GVs are going to actually they're going to shoot each other and try to get it down. But I mean, it was a DD. The Benson just went in, did a lot of damage.
По дамагу полное говно.
Probably bought a couple of torpedoes hits, took some anti-aircraft.
Спрашивает, будет ли реализовано такой же танк? Как из кораблика.
Про рейтинг? Нет.
Потому что, типа, они хотят, надо, типа, как-то разделять раков от не раков.
Бесполезно это пытаться сделать по той простой причине, что в таком случае раки с раками будут играть, и им это надоест. Смотрите, вот шарфы картошки, а вон народ. Берешь шарф, кидаешь народу, народ ловит. Не ловишь еще шарф, еще кидаешь.
It's really well, they got really close against Cosnad. It could have gone either way. Cosnad could have lost there, and then unfortunately Cosnad had a great run. They got out of groups, and then they went against. They lost against Navi. It was a really exciting match. They did their best, but they didn't manage to win.
Да я тоже
great games. Also,
кинуть хотел, так сейчас не возьми. Ну все, блядь. Хотел кинуть, иди бери. Вот такую хуйню картошка делает.
What is the attitude of our team when something goes wrong online? How would that attitude be amplified, either positive or negative, if something goes wrong on the main stage? In the third grand final.
They're here to show who they are, what they can do. They're here up against Navi, trying to take this game.
Even though they started this on that stage badly, I believe they play much better when they're on the offline.
Offline, better performance, and they're going to prove it on the stage as the crowd starts cheering for them. Sean, let's introduce their opponents.
Yes, indeed, Clutch. They need an opponent, and what a fantastic opponent they have. Oh, guys, I know that you're ready, but please, really, let's show some serious love for our other finalists tonight, and that is Navi!
From CIS making their third appearance on the grand final stage. The champion from the first season, a household name when it comes to World of Tanks.
The biggest team and oldest team ever, and here to challenge all racers who took the trophy last year. Now we had a player less, now they're a full lineup and they will try to test it, our random racers, the usurpers, or the real owners of the trophy.
And that ownership is going to be decided in a best of 13 matchup here for the grand finals. We couldn't think of a better storyline, the vengeance matchup between these two powerhouse teams. Sean, let's get it started.
Guys, I can tell you right now that this is electrifying. You are a fantastic audience. These are two fantastic teams. Are you ready to see what promises to be a truly fitting and amazing grand final? Come on, guys, are you ready for this grand final? What a great audience you've been through. I'm going to ask you guys now, in the spirit of good sportsmanship, shake hands, gentlemen, and let's get this underway. Over to you. That's gonna do it. I can say one thing, it's over to you.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Castle for the last time today. And we settled for that first match. This could well be probably the grand final that we're seeing here. Navi versus Pole Rangers. It all comes down to this. The amount of history between these two teams is staggering. The amount of work they've done to get here is impressive. What they'll have to do is surely go inside.
Amazing. I mean, you literally couldn't write it. Hellraiser and Navi have been going at it for 3-4 years in different names, different shapes, different forms, but it's a dream come true. I think everyone just wants to see the best two teams in the world, the best World Tanks teams in the world just go up against each other in the best of 13. I think it's going to be an amazing match. And I think, you know, if you look at last year where we had EL Gaming surprising, I think this one's going to be a slightly different kind of kettle of fish.
No doubt about it. We were maybe hoping to see Navi get through, of course, last year, but it was Hellraisers who beat them 5-3 in the semi-finals. To say that there is a grudge between these two teams is an absolute understatement. The crowd is on their feet, the crowd is willing and ready to see blood spilled, of course, in the battlefield. And you better believe, ladies and gentlemen, that we will. Lechar did say in the interview that he finds Poland an incredibly hospitable country. So don't stop showing the hospitality, Poland. Keep your voices raised as these two teams get ready for battle. Now, Ollie, let's get serious here, man. Of course, the first map for this one
That's what we're looking to see. Ghost Town is where we're kicking it off. Ghost Town is actually where Na'Vi finished the game against Hellraisers when they played in the very first match of the weekend.
Yeah, that was a really interesting one. I think we actually saw some pretty close battles. We saw Hellraisers as well play against NSS on this one. Casa Crew and Na'Vi battled it out as well. And to be honest, I thought Hellraisers kind of improved as they went through on Ghost Town. I think they have some real ability to brawl. They headed off NSS. Obviously in that second semi-final, so in that first semi-final, so I think they've got some real ability to actually go in and challenge Na'Vi at least on a slightly more unpredictable setting map.
It will be the first map to kick us off into this best of 13. So ladies and gentlemen, strap yourself in. Let's get up close and personal with the map that is Ghost Town.
Ghost Town. The first absolutely symmetrical map, made especially for 7 versus 7 games. The teams start the battle on opposite sides. There are numerous ways to attack here. One of the bases is located in the central square, the other one at the top of the city. The hardest battles are usually fought for the top base, and this calls for the use of heavy tanks. Sometimes the teams choose fast tanks for spotting and base capturing.
Now the only times we have really been seeing Na'Vi tested, or at least forced to maybe come out of their comfort zone, is when they're faced with aggression. Kasna managed to get it right sometimes, but again, favouring those tactics so much that Na'Vi just has to outgain them in the mental sense. Hellraisers, a team that we said also struggles sometimes on the side of focus. Is it a matter of just going hell for the leather? You're winner just kind of, you know, I guess rely on your mechanical ability in these fights?
I think it does come down to mechanics. The pressure is on regardless if you're Hellraisers. Na'Vi, the two most experienced teams in this kind of situation. Okay, Na'Vi perhaps has the edge in terms of the roster being a little bit more put together. They've been together for a long time. The very important point is that Rhino is actually in the lineup compared to last year. The analysis test said Angel Killer was in his place because of some issues. So I mean, it's definitely you can see a difference there in the finals. They got kicked out in the semi-finals in 2015. They're back with a vengeance. The team that's only kind of tested them so far in the group stages, quarterfinals, semi-finals, was Hellraisers in that first match where they were 5-3. They just played against Wombat in the semi-final 2. That was only a 5-2. You could see Wombat making some critical errors. So Na'Vi definitely looking like the stronger team.
Na'Vi have lost half of their rounds this tournament to the Hellraisers alone in one game. Obviously they get a 5-0, 5-1 and 5-2 further down the track there. Obviously Wombats and Tanks falling in that last one. So again, Na'Vi definitely wary of these guys. They did say, of course, even Hellraisers said, we're wary of Na'Vi. We're prepared to take them on, but we know as well that they are definitely going to be bringing some bite to their bark here as well. No funny business here, no hoods up, no balaclavas, no pyrotechnics, Oliver. It's just going to be solid tanks to kick us off here. And what better map than Ghost Town, of course. A map that we've seen Na'Vi with a decent mastery of so far. I'm definitely interested to see, you know, are we going to see these tanks peel off towards the side? We're going to see some backshot play, maybe even some artillery play. We know Lefshar loves to sit up on top of the map in the north at A3, just keep eyes on that northern capture. That's probably going to be Na'Vi's loose end, as it were. But Hellraisers, I think maybe just going to go for double conquer it. We should try and take a fight knowing that RE251 maybe split off the rest of Na'Vi.
I think so. I think they have to go in. I think they have to be really engaging with the Conquerors, the tier 9s, the tier 10s, the FE215B as well. I'd like to see as well how Hellraisers managed to do, I mean, after 2 rounds, of course. I think Himmelsdorf is unrealistic that Hellraisers is going to get 2 rounds for them. I think Na'Vi has a lot more chance of actually going to Himmelsdorf, which is the next map, and getting a 2-0. In this first map, I think Hellraisers have to go at least 1-1. 2-0, I think it's also a possibility for Hellraisers, considering Na'Vi looked a little bit iffy on Ghost Town in some respects. They almost got caught out by Kazakura in that first quarterfinal. Very close to getting beaten in one of those rounds.
Let's fire up now, ladies and gentlemen, the first map of this best of 13 final. Na'Vi in the red.
Very interesting lineup again. Na'Vi going for that triple Waffen Tribe, which kind of worked against Kazakura, but actually they were losing. Kazakura gave it away, so let's see if they've kind of perfected that one. The pressure is on. As I said, it doesn't matter how experienced you are, this is the finals and there's an early engagement.
Spotting out this pushing early on here as well, so that's an important information going towards Na'Vi, but it seems like Hellraisers don't really care about being spotted out. The no strike may linger away from the backtrack squad going to be rolling on in as well. These mediums definitely going to be bringing the pain, and then look just to pick one tank off very, very quickly. Now, yes, straight did go down, but Negu also fell elsewhere on the map.
Yeah, but Nuclear's got a really good backline position. Okay, they lost 1, but it's a 1-4 exchange. They got Na'Vi actually pinched in in the middle, they're doing great damage as well.
Navi ready to push around the corner, or at least receive a push right now. He just swats away left sharp with the help of some of his teammates with the extra damage, and he can back up now. Hellraisers with tank advantage early on here. And Strange pushes across from the west to east, only the northern side. We haven't seen it played out like this so far.
I love that push for Nuclear so much. He's actually going to come off reload in 15 seconds. Navi knows it. They need to get this advantage. They need to get these Waffen Tragers in the fight.
Oh, that's beautiful from Monty as well. He managed to avoid 2 Waffen Tragers and put some damage down, keep them distracted while the rest of Hellraisers is trying to assemble themselves here. Again, he's hell alive. Doesn't really matter though. He has that backfiring position, like you said. He pushed on towards Straight, took his position away, and could be a constant harassment, but Applewell's going to get collapsed on here. It's going to be Kirillot, Inspira, Rhino coming around as well.
Yeah, they're going to take him down, no problem. But actually, there was Rhino. That's pretty disastrous. Kirillot is going to go forwards. Inspira has another couple of shots. FE215B, extremely good at DPM. Navi are trying to claw their way back in, but they don't have the tanks, they don't have the hit points.
Stunning opening from Hellraisers here. Those first few moments get them such a tank advantage that now all they need to do is just finish the job. Kirillot, last one standing for Navi, and that's it. Hellraisers are going to take the third round away. Hellraisers speed across the map, and they managed to get it done over the corner. Pretty impressive. Maybe we could start to see more of those secret tactics now.
I mean, that was it's just a counter to what Navi's been doing. I mean, okay, you can't necessarily counter specific tactics, and the other team is going to change it slightly between rounds. But they saw that Navi likes to go with that northern side. They saw what they did against Cancer Crew. They saw that Strike always likes to play on those peripherals, especially when especially when his team is using heavy attacks like the Waffen Trager. So they just put 3 backshots up, they take him down very quickly, and then they have the perfect positions in the background. Great execution from the Hellraisers. We've been waiting the whole grand finals for those fast decisions, those new plays. And Hellraisers put themselves in the lead in this first round.
Not only is this kind of playing new, it's what we were talking about earlier on. How did Navi respond to aggressive pinpoint pushes from enemy teams? And clearly, they struggle somewhat. This is maybe what we were talking about. They're so good at throwing up a stone wall against teams like Kazan, who are so tentative and nervous to try and push them and find their weak points. But Hellraisers don't have that level of respect. They've been brawling out with this team in the CIS region for quite some time now. They know what Navi are good at, and maybe they just know what they're not good at. To seal the time, play the damage counter as well. We can actually see that Shine very average on the Waffen target there as well. Probably only a couple of shots really connecting there.
And left side got out with Monty as well. Monty having that HE ammo. You'll see the 320 HE ammo coming out of the